Good morning, I'm Natasha. This is my channel, Always Be Crafting. This is the second time I'm recording my intro because I just recorded for 15 minutes and my ADD was showing up strong. I was very distracted by a lot of things because the world is a mess, my brain is a mess, and my room is a mess. So I'm going to try to calm myself down. I'm going to talk to you about what I'm making this morning, and I'm hoping that by pretending to be calm, I can induce some calmness into my life. That's what I'm going to try to do right now. So, again, hi, I'm Natasha. This is my channel, Always Be Crafting, and today is Saturday, March 21st, the first Saturday of spring. Hallelujah. I just watched a pair of cardinals outside my window directly behind you. Right now you are in front of a window. And it was very sweet. It was very sweet to watch them picking up. It looks like they were picking up things for their nest, maybe. And that makes me really happy because no matter what chaos is going on in this man-made world that we live in, it reminded me that nature does not ascribe to our craziness. And I don't have to either. I am going to be like the birds. I am going to feather my nest. I'm going to focus on what's in here today, and then hopefully I can bring that calmness out into the rest of the world. And I will bring hopefully a little bit of peace along with it. Fingers crossed. Today's Saturday, like I said, and on Saturdays, I sew. So what am I sewing today? This morning, I started with fusing or ironing, whatever word you want to use. I had shown a video a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I'll put it up in the cards. I'm making a bag for a friend who's coming home from vacation tomorrow. So I'm probably going to see her this week. So hopefully I will finish the bag. If not today, I'll finish it tomorrow. It's just a pretty straightforward tote bag. I believe it's called the Crescent Tote. I have to look at the pattern again. Lots of things flying around my brain today. And it's by, now my brain is flying. Noodlehead. Okay. It's a Noodlehead tote bag. I'll put it on the screen with the exact name because, again, lots of things flying around my brain. I don't think it's the Crescent Tote. It's not the Crescent Tote. It's a different tote. What tote is it? It's one of the Noodlehead tote bags. I'll put the name on the screen. Anyways, I'm making her this bag and it recommends a medium weight interfacing, and I believe it recommends specifically SewFuse by Pellon. Anyways, I did not have this kind of interfacing. I had made this bag once before and I had used fusible fleece in it. And it was okay, but it didn't turn out exactly the way I wanted it to turn out. It was fine, but it just wasn't quite right. And I thought, you know what, if it recommends this, heavier weight, medium weight rather, interfacing that's not squishy, because fusible fleece is squishy, and this medium weight interfacing is more stiff. I thought I should try to find that. So I had been at Michael's. Again, I had posted a video a couple weeks ago, and I decided why not use their medium weight. With Joann's going out of business and I no longer shop on Amazon, I should try to find other sources for interfacing. So why not give the Michael's brand a try? It was not a good fit. I will try it on other material, but in the case of this interfacing and my canvas, in this situation, it did not work. I will try it again on some other fabric at another time, but this experience was not a good experience. I pulled it apart. I saved my canvas and I made my way back to Joann's, going out of business sale. And I was lucky enough to find a almost full bolt of SewFuse, Pellon SewFuse, and it is a medium weight interfacing, and I believe it is the interfacing called for in the pattern. So I bought whatever was left on the bolt, which I think was approximately 7-ish yards of interfacing, When a business is going out of business, you get what you can get. So brought it home. I finally had a chance to try it out this morning. I started with my Oliso mini iron, which is a fantastic mini iron. I have the Tula pink one. It is a fantastic mini iron, but canvas is a thick material. This interfacing needs a lot of heat and a lot of pressure. And I realized fairly quickly that the mini iron wasn't quite right for the job. So I pulled out my Cricut heat press. It is the, I think it's called the EasyPress. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. Anyways, I have the Martha Stewart one from maybe 8 years ago. I think it's about 8 years old. I've had it. It was my first of those heat press kind of things. I do have a tabletop heat press, the Kerchunker clamshell kind, which is fantastic. But when doing interfacing, something large, it's really nice to have the handheld that you can move around, I find. So I pulled that out of the closet, plugged it in, and it worked like a dream. So I interfaced the canvas, got that taken care of. And then since that was heated up, I remembered I had wanted to work on some ditty bags. Now there's a pattern by Annie called Ditty Bag 2.0. And I love this bag so much, and I've made it so many times. I created a template for it. Here's my template. See, ditty bag, size large. Can you read that? And this cutout here is for the side piece. Now, I quickly cut out some fusible fleece, and I started ironing on my quilting cotton onto the fusible fleece. Before I could even really think it through, because again, my ADD is real strong this morning, I trimmed off the extra off this Ken fabric. Now look at this Ken fabric. Look how cute this is. I think I'm going to give this one to my sister-in-law. I think I'm going to have to because it's so stinking cute. And my brother's name is Ken. Okay. And not only is my brother's name Ken, but my niece, my sister-in-law's daughter, okay, you see the relationship. My niece is obsessed with Barbie, so it kind of feels appropriate that she should be the one with the Ken bag. I just think it's so cute. Anyways, I love that Ken fabric, and it was the only time I ever found it. Like in person, I found a fat quarter of it, and I was just like, it's perfect, but it's been in my stash now for far too many months, just sitting in my stash. And I thought, I've got to use it. Since I'm making ditty bags, I'm going to finally make the Ken ditty bag. But I trimmed the fabric before I remembered, did I leave enough to do the cutout, to do the side pieces? So on the other ones, the other pieces of fabric that I fused the fusible fleece to, I left fabric here because it's a fat quarter in case I need to add more fusible fleece. I haven't made the pattern in months, and I cannot remember, I do not recall, did I use the entire fat quarter? Like, did I cut the fusible fleece from the template, or did I cut the fusible fleece from the fat quarter and then use the template to cut out? I don't remember. So I figured since I'd already cut it out from the template, I'm just going to fuse it and quilt it and leave the extra fabric still attached, all, fat quarter still in, a complete fat quarter. And in the event that I cannot get the pieces all cut out from the quilting that I do, I then have extra fabric that I can quilt. All right. I hope that was more clear than mud. Anyways, I did, if you were watching closely, I don't know that you would be, but you would have seen me pull out this fabric. I realized that the directional print is going the wrong direction. The Ditty Bag 2.0, which is a fantastic pattern. I cannot stress this enough. If you have not tried a By Annie pattern before, they have like 4 patterns that are free. So first of all, go try the free patterns because why not? They're free. I think there's more than 4. There's like the 4 basics, But you always start with the 4 basics because they teach you everything you need to know about the by any patterns. And then after that, I think they might even have like 2 more. I think pencil case for Lola might be free. If it's not, it's like a $5 pattern. I think there might be another free pattern. Maybe the ice cream cup one might be free. I think there's definitely 4 free. There might be 6 that are free. And then after that, there's a couple of like $5 patterns. After that, the patterns just had to go up in price from $10 to $15. They have not raised their prices in years. Like they didn't raise their prices even after COVID. And unfortunately, the way the market is, they've unfortunately had to raise their prices. By Any still does paper patterns. I know some people love PDFs. By Any is such a supporter of small businesses and like in-person quilt shops that they only do paper patterns. And they do that because that way you have to pick up your pattern from you. Obviously you can order from them directly if you want to use their website, but they want to support small businesses. So go into a business, go into a quilt shop, and you'll be surprised how many there are. Like I have found so many quilt shops that I never knew existed. I just went to a new one this week, a new one that was totally off the beaten path. Like it wasn't in a shopping center that I would have just discovered. It was like in an industrial park. I had to Google them, but someone told me they existed. I simply put them into Waze. I followed the directions. It was maybe a half-hour drive, totally worth it. Half-hour from my house, and I never knew they existed. But I found them, a small shop, but totally worthwhile to go. I bought 3 fabrics. Very happy I went. Lovely people to talk to. And I will definitely go again because half an hour is not that bad of a drive. And there's a lot of things along the way that other businesses I would happily shop at. And honestly, it's a town that I've been to multiple times just in a shopping district I had never gone to because again, it was in an industrial park and I wouldn't have gone down that street. So it's like 2 blocks away from an area I go to frequently. And I just didn't know. So that's why By Any does paper patterns, because you don't know until you try. So anyways, but it is, this Ditty bag pattern is written in a way that is best used for non-directional prints. So this fabric, which was really cute, and I laid it out ready to use, and then I realized, oh, this print is not just directional. It's directional in the wrong direction. So it got pulled out and now it's getting put away because it's the wrong direction. I can't make it work for this bag. It'll work for something else. It's a great fat quarter. It's going back in my stash for something else. So that is what I've done this morning. I've done a lot of fusing, a lot of ironing, and now I'll finally do some sewing, I think. I mean, my place is a mess. I really should be cleaning, but tomorrow I don't work. Shock. Sunday morning off. It is like my one Sunday. Well, I take that back. I'll have Easter Sunday off and I'll have Memorial Day weekend Sunday off. So I do have 2 more Sundays coming up, like one in April, one in May. So it's not that unheard of, but it's my first Sunday off since, I did have a snow day. There was one Sunday in February where it snowed. Okay, so I shouldn't be like, it's still exciting. It's a planned Sunday off. That's not a national holiday. So it is exciting because I always work on Sundays. And tomorrow morning, I'm not working. So I've decided that today is Saturdays I sew. So I am sewing. The cleaning can wait for Sunday. Poor Sunday. But no, I have a lot of cleaning to do. I have another donation going out on Thursday. For the Vietnam veterans who I love, and I have a donation going to a local theater, and I've got a lot of stuff happening, a lot of things coming up. So things are all kind of out of drawers, out of cabinets because I've been pulling together donations. So it really is a mess right now. But yeah, I'm gonna tidy up. I'm gonna tidy up tomorrow because today I want to sew. Because it's Saturday. That's a lot of talking. Thank you for listening to me. And now the camera will be pointed at a sewing machine. and I will sew. Thank you again. I think I'll probably come back on because hopefully I'll get to show you a bag. Yes, let's find the pattern. Yes, I'm going to find the pattern. Hold on, pause. I'm going to find the noodle head pattern so you can see what I'm about to do. I'm going to focus on the noodle head. So then I'll quilt the ditty bags if I finish the noodle head pattern first. I'm going to save the quilting, even though the quilting is very zen, I'm going to save the quilting as a reward. That will be my reward for making the noodle head bag for my friend who's coming home from vacation and has been very patient with me. That's what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to pause you, pull out the noodle head pattern so I can focus. All right, pause. Firefly Tote. I knew it wasn't the crescent tote. That is a noodle head pattern, but I am making her the Firefly Tote. I'm making her the size large. It is going to be in a natural canvas, and this accent fabric here at the top, get the glare off, this accent fabric here at the top as well. See if you've got a better picture. The back. That is going to be this Japanese fabric that has, the great wave. Don't remember the artist's name. I'll write it on the screen if I can. And it's really pretty. I think it's going to be really lovely. So it has, a zip. This pocket is a zip, but then right behind it is a slip-in pocket. So it's two pockets on the front, a zip and a slip. Can you tell from that? See, it's a slip in back and then a zip in front, and then a drawstring at the top. And see, that's a good picture of the drawstring at the top. And then just nice short handles. And I'm going to do leather handles for her because she likes the leather handles. And I think that's it. And I think I might even use like grommets the way they do the grommets, which is better. Yeah, little grommets like that I think will be really nice look to finish it off. And I think I have everything. I think I do. Of course, I say that and I just used a leather strap on another bag, and I don't think it was the leather strap I was saving for this bag. I hope it wasn't the leather strap I was saving for this bag. I will make sure I have the leather strap prepared. And if not, I will be quickly ordering another leather strap and then telling her, I can't finish your bag because I forgot. Or, yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I will figure it out. Have a wonderful day. And hopefully I'll be coming on at the end to show you a finished bag or a whole bunch of steps into a very close to be finished bag. Oh, and she did request a pocket on the inside. So I will be using my splash fabric on the inside. Splash fabric, I think you've probably heard me talk about it before, is a waterproof fabric. It is cotton fabric that has been laminated, and it is very slick, smooth, and so things can move through very easily. And she wants that fabric because she's going to be using it as a knitting bag primarily. And that way nothing is getting tangled. Everything's moving along very easily. And again, I'll have like a zippered pocket on the inside as well so she can stow things safely. And I think that is everything. All right. Have a good day again. Can I say that how many times? All right. I'll see you later. I'm taking a small break right here because I realized there were like two pieces I had not cut out. And when I went to cut them out, of course, I forgot to even set the camera up to show you me cutting them out. But it was the top, the part that makes the drawstring, which is this fabric, and the part that makes the zipper, the accent fabric. So this fabric basically is what I forgot to cut out. And when I went to cut it out, I realized that I didn't quite have enough to make the drawstring part. So I went back to my insides, my splash fabric, which is this cute sheep fabric. And because I loved how the sheep matched, and I had just enough of the sheep to elongate this. So the drawstring will fold over. So the sheep will be on the inside of the drawstring. So once it folds over, you won't see the sheep. It'll be on the inside. See that? So now I have to recut this piece. And then if I have enough left, I'll put sheep on the inside of the bottom zipper pocket. And I also elongated the top of the zipper pocket. So because the top zipper makes the slip pocket, so it's like an extra long piece. So I cut the top zipper and then elongated it. So it'll be like that. This is behind. And now hopefully if I have something out of the middle of the drawstring thing I just sewed together, that will be the inside of the zipper. If there's not, if I don't have 8 inches of width out of the middle of this once I cut it, because I don't think I will, then I'm going to go back into my splash fabric stash and I will find another piece of fabric to put in the inside of the zipper pocket. And then I'll be able to continue. So I will try to film that since I forgot to film the cutting of this. Since I forgot to cut the accent fabric, I had the splash fabric cut. Look how cute that is. But I love actually how that looks together, the waves and the sheep. Don't they look just so cute together? And I don't mind having the sheep at the bottom of so it's like, this is basically what the fabric will look like for the, what's it called? Drawstring at the top. So it'll look like this from the outside and you won't really see the sheep because I'll be mostly on the inside of the bag. All right, I'm gonna go make lunch and then later on I'll come back down and I will cut and I will show you cutting that and then I'll move on to the zipper attachment, blah, blah, blah. And anything I don't do today, I will do tomorrow. Okay, have a great day. And if this is all I've recorded for today, then this is all I've recorded for today. And yeah, that's how it goes sometimes, right? I did do some cleaning between stopping my first recording and recording right now with the sewing. I ended up doing a little light cleaning on my way to cut the fabric because I was like, well, I should put away my SewFuse and well, I should fold this up and well, I should do this. So it's like I was cleaning up my mess a little bit and one thing led to another and half an hour went by. All right. I'm never afraid to use my seam ripper, but it would have been really good if I had just looked inside the pocket, because then maybe I would have remembered how the pocket was supposed to be constructed. So now I have a pocket that is incomplete on the inside because I never looked inside. Look. And I've already constructed the outside because I never looked inside the pocket. I mean, it probably would have been good if I just, read the directions before I just went off memory. But I didn't do that because that would have been the smart thing to do. I have to undo a lot of steps. A lot of steps. Like all the steps. All the steps have to get undone. All the steps. And then I'm thinking, it's for my friend. Is there another shortcut I could take where she would still forgive me? Like, if I didn't undo all the steps, is there something I could do to kind of squeak by? Like, I'm literally sitting here thinking, is there something I can do to get away with not having to undo all the steps? And I don't think there is. I don't think there is. I think I have to undo all the steps because I don't want to give her a piece of garbage bag. I mean, she's a friend. She's a good friend, like a really good friend. I don't want to give her a pocket with raw seams on the inside. Like, nobody wants raw seams on the inside of their pocket. That's not fun. And if I had just looked inside the pocket, I would have noticed that the seams were raw. I mean, I did the other pocket correctly. Everything else was working. I didn't look inside the pocket and I didn't fold the fabric up. It's just one piece of fabric that needed to be folded and I didn't fold it. And if I had just looked inside the pocket, but I didn't look. But it looks really cute, doesn't it? Like, it's gonna be really pretty. It's going to be really pretty. But now I have to undo all the stitching. And I'm very sad. Oh well, I guess I just gotta undo it. Bye. Okay, let me tell you what I did. I took my scalpel and I found the place where it was between the back of the pocket and the part where it was supposed to be, this was supposed to be folded. And I separated it at that point. And I've pinned and clipped the layers together. What I've decided to do, since I'm going to now sew this from the front, I'm going to cut a piece of fabric to go from the bottom up to the top of the zipper and go all the way the width of the bag. That way I can secure it. I can secure it in multiple places at the edge of the bag as well as here. So many threads had to be cut. I mean, like 5 rows of stitching had to be cut. Can you see all the stitches that were cut away to do this? And when I say scalpel, I do mean scalpel. So I used to use a razor blade when I needed to do fast seam removal that was, more intense than a seam ripper. But then I received a scalpel in a So Hungry Hippie box. And so I thought, well, I'm going to take it for a spin. And it did just the trick. It was really easy to use. So thank you to Natalie Santini of So Hungry Hippie for putting that in a box and for teaching us how to use a scalpel for seam removal, because it was easier than a razor blade that I've used in the past. All right, so I'm going to cut a piece of fabric because I think that'll be easier than just folding this yellow piece up, which is how the pattern is designed, that this yellow piece should have just come up. But as you see, I've already ripped it when I got a little overzealous in the beginning with my scalpel. Okay, that's the next step. But right now I'm going to take a break. I have not showered yet. I think I'm going to go take a shower, and then I'll come back to this with fresh eyes and yeah, see what happens next. It is 10 after 9 at night, and I watched a movie with my husband, and we started watching this really amazing Netflix show. My dog is barking at the top of the stairs because he's like, "Woman, I thought you were just coming down to get your computer and water, and now you're downstairs." Because I was like, I have to fix my mistake before I go to bed. So I did. So obviously I have to trim away the extra fabric, but I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Hold on, Einstein. I put a piece of fabric through to create the back of the pocket, and I made it all the way. See, there it is. So that's yellow all the way through. And I sewed a double line of stitching. You can't even see a double line of stitching. I ended up forgetting to put my tag back in, so now it's switched sides. Whoops. And I put the fabric all the way to each end because I wanted to have just extra security. Since I removed so many stitches, I felt like I had to find a way to put in some extra stitches. What else can I tell you? My dog's barking. Okay. One thing I didn't tell you, how my day started. Before I ever started fusing, interfacing, or recording a thing, my day actually began with me making a video for my sewing machine repairman, who I'm going to go see tomorrow because my other sewing machine, so both of my sewing machines are PFAFFs. Some people say FOFF. I say FAFF because it makes me laugh. Anyways, this PFAFF that I've been sewing on today is a PFAFF Quilt Expression 720. Super fancy. She's computerized and she's wonderful. And I love her. But my PFAFF Select 1546, who's been a very loyal friend for 20 years, she's high strung. Her tension has been stuck on like super duper high for a long time, but I don't care because she's a beast, and I've been able to make all the like vinyl things and leather things because of her high strung tension. And I just, try to get her looked after. Well, when I took her in over the summer for her, her spa treatment, the sewing machine guy, Brian, he was like, "Oh, she's, she might need like a $300 repair. I don't know if you want to do that." And I was like, well, I don't mind her being high strung because, like I said, I can use her on the vinyl, and she sews through like clear vinyl, which domestic machines don't usually like clear vinyl. And because she's a mechanical machine, not a computerized machine, I like being in charge. So we're, this computerized machine, hold on, Einstein, has a mind of her own. And, I really like having a mechanical machine, but she stopped working. Like, she's not picking up the bobbin thread. Like, she's out of alignment. So I made a video taking her into Brian tomorrow. He's going to see if he can fix her. Hopefully it's just like a timing thing. She was sewing not beautifully, but she was kind of working a couple days ago. I'm working on that leather key wallet for a friend, and I'd made the prototype, and I had like a couple of skipped stitches, and I was like, this isn't working. So I cleaned, oiled, did the whole thing. And as soon as I changed threads and changed needles, she just stopped. And I was like, uh-oh, that's not a good sign. So I'm going to the shop tomorrow. I'm hoping he's going to be able to fix her because I really love having her. I think she knows I've been looking at a Sailrite machine for a few years, but I won't buy one until I know she can't be fixed, because the Sailrite machine's expensive, and this Quilt Expression was expensive, and I can only spend so much money on sewing machines at any given time. I don't know what to do. So that's my story. Tomorrow I'm going to try to finish sewing this bag in the morning, and then go to see Brian in the afternoon and take him my PFAFF Select 1546. And then fingers crossed, he can fix her. And now I think I have to deal with a dog who's coming down the stairs to get me. So have a good night. I'll see ya Monday for Making Monday. Bye.